What is going on, guys, in the live stream? For those of you wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, you're missing a web exclusive. I'm going to start doing live streams once or twice a week. And this video is to thank you guys that have came to see the live stream tonight. And it's an exclusive match, DX versus the Dudley Boys. Trying to go back in history a little bit and kind of showing you a very good match. And the reason that I really wanted to post this match and kind of make it an exclusive was that it was the first time that I finally learned that you can change the abilities and attributes of each wrestler if you have the pack that was 60, 80, or 160 Microsoft points. And it allows me to go in and edit the actual wrestlers, so I can put in the finisher out of nowhere, where hopefully in WWE 12 it'll have a system where you can, come back without having to worry about just pressing that button to get momentum. I'll be really fucking excited for that. And this was just an overall good match. If you guys remember the Dudley Boys at all, the Dudley Boys were one of my favorite tag teams. They were kind of half and half for me. I never really fully latched onto them as much as I did the Hardys or Edge and Christian, because the Hardys and Edge and Christian were just dominant. I absolutely loved them. I don't know what it was about them that I used to watch them, and I don't know if it was the high-flying action or just seeing the going through tables and everything that happened. Trying to remember back, what pay-per-view was it? It wasn't SummerSlam. It was the three-team tag team TLC match when Edge and Christian won, when they pulled the titles off and they were up top on the table. These guys were the pioneers for the TLC matches. They put their body through absolute fucking hell, and I just hands down absolutely love them. Now they're over on, I think they're on TNA or Impact Wrestling, I'm not quite sure, and it's kind of a bummer because I don't watch TNA. Same thing with Ring of Honor when everybody was talking about if CM Punk would go back to Ring of Honor. I think it would be great for Ring of Honor for the WWE to lose a superstar to them, because they have Shelton Benjamin and some other small-time wrestlers. But CM Punk, I don't have availability to watch Ring of Honor, and that's kind of the biggest letdown for me when I think about it, is it would really suck, until they get the TV deal, because I know they're working on it to bring Ring of Honor to TV, and hopefully I'll be able to watch it just like I can Impact Wrestling. Now, I don't know what it is about Impact Wrestling, if maybe I'm just not used to the show not being PG like the WWE is now, that when I went over and watched it that first time that I told people, and it's actually the only time I ever watched it besides Slammiversary, because I watched Slammiversary on demand, and it was pretty awkward to see ODB swearing and everybody just going to town. And if you think WWE is soap opera, Impact is a goddamn soap opera. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that is pretty fucking crazy. Now, one of the hardest things to get used to about switching back and forth and not seeing these kind of tag teams that are high-flying anymore is you kind of miss the duo, the tag team duo, because there really hasn't been a good tag team for the last couple years. La Familia, the Dudley Boys, the Hardys, even Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater were somewhat of a good tag team. They weren't perfect for each other, but it was the high-flying, the 450 splash. I don't think those were necessarily guys that would go through hell like the Dudleys and the Hardys. Now we look at who's in the WWE and who could possibly be those guys. Who could be those guys that go to the extreme? You lost Undertaker, who fell off the top story of a ladder, off a Hell in a Cell, through the ladder through 4 tables. I mean, now in the WWE, we kind of have a bunch of little girls. And what I mean by little girls is you don't see too much of people putting their bodies on the line. You see John Morrison doing some crazy shit with his parkour. You see, Sin Cara, Sheamus, they went through the ladder. But as far as back in the day, high-flying action goes, you really don't see it anymore. And I think the biggest problem and the reason for it is the fact that we have branded pay-per-views now. It was always so much better back in the day when you'd have a TLC match or a Hell in a Cell match out of nowhere one night. I don't like to see them anymore at Hell in a Cell or TLC because that's what's going to be there. So, for the rest of the year, it's going to be pretty limited on what kind of matches there are. Now, don't get me wrong. One-on-one matches can be very entertaining. They can be very good. But I tend to like gimmick matches. but I'm not a huge fan of gimmick pay-per-views, and I think that's something the WWE needs to find a common ground on. Because no matter how much we want it, they will never cut down on the number of pay-per-views. You know, everybody always says they're used to 4 to 6 pay-per-views a year. That's not going to happen. The WWE, even on a bad sellout for like 120,000 buys, they're still making easily a couple $1 million. And for them to give up that revenue would be pointless. You know, it makes absolute sense for them to keep doing it. You know, I think they're on 12 or 13 pay-per-views a year now. That, what month has got 2? Is it Hell in a Cell? I think that's got 2. That it's at the start of the month, October 2nd, and then the 23rd. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, that's what it is. And it's kind of a bummer because storylines really don't get the true build-up that they need, you know. But at the same time, I guess if you're buying the pay-per-views, it sucks a lot more for you guys. I don't buy pay-per-views. I either watch a stream or, you know, catch it some other way, or either read the highlights. And I'm excited. SummerSlam is kind of a letdown. I don't know if anything will beat Money in the Bank this year as far as the pay-per-view, guys. I don't see it happening, but this is kind of a rambling video. Thank you guys for watching the live stream. And guys, it's time to get this shit started. Peace!